I encouraged you to try out the Moonboard in my previous videos, but a lot of people messaged me saying that even the V3s on the Moonboard are too hard. I decided to try out a few V3s myself, and I realized most of them are harder than the most repeated V4s. It seems to me that the V double-digit climbers who set them are so strong that they lose the ability to distinguish the difference between V3s and V4s. Therefore, I decided to go on a mission to create the easiest possible Moonboard route for you. The first thing I did is I scanned through all the potential starting holds between row 4 and 6 to see which holds qualified as a V3 level hold. F5 is a V3 level hold for the left hand, but here are two really nice V2 level holds over here on G4 and K5. So I decided to set the start to both of them. Next, I analyzed the holds above and I discovered a V3 level hold on J8. Since going from the start to J8 is kind of big, I decided to add the J7 V4 level hold so it can be used as a bump to make the move easier. Next, we needed to find a hold for our right hand. And fortunately, there's a V3 level hold on K9 for us. Then I look around row 10 and 11 for our left hand. And there's a really nice V2 level hold on H10, so we should definitely use that. We need to bring our left foot up in order to reach H10. Bringing the foot up directly to G4 seems a bit intense, so I decided to add a foothold on G2 to make reaching H10 easier. After that, I searched for a handhold on row 11 and 12 for the right hand. There are two V3 level holds at H11 and I11. I decided to pick I11 since the position is more natural this way. Next, I look around row 12 and 13 for the left hand, and the decision is pretty obvious. The V2 level hold on G13. In this position, I spend a lot of time thinking what's next. There's a V3 level hold on E13 and E15, but the problem is matching on G13 is not easy. I thought about using the G14 hold for the right hand, but it felt harder than matching on G13. Then I realized there's a V3.5-ish level pinch on I14, so I decided to use that instead. Next, I inspect row 15 and 16 to find a hold for the left hand. There's only one hold, which is E15. Since holding on to I14 pinch while reaching out for E15 is a bit big, we need a nice foothold that we can easily dig our toes in to engage our core. And that foothold will be G8. Next, I looked at row 16 and 17 for options for the right hand. There aren't a lot of good options except for G17. In order to reach G17, we need to have a nice foothold for our left foot, and D9 feels like a good option. However, after I reached G17, it felt like a V4 level-ish hold to me. So instead of bringing the left hand up next to something like E18, it's easier to set the last hold on G18 so we can simply bump up the right hand. At last, we have to match our hands on the finish hold, and why not add another foothold on D12 to make it easier? I was so excited about the climb. I went back home and put it in the app. But I realized you are only allowed to use 14 holds at most. That means I had to take out 2 holds. The first hold I took out is J7. It doesn't feel too bad to reach J8 without the bump. The second hold I took out is D12 because it doesn't seem that difficult to bring up the right foot to I11 and then match the final hold. There we go. Here's the full climb and I name it "This Gotta Be the Easiest." And in my humble opinion, it's a real V3 and there are no other V3 routes that can be easier than this one. If you disagree, please comment below and let me know how you would modify the route to make it even easier. Be sure to search for it on the Moonboard app and try it out yourself. If you never sent a Moonboard route before, I want you to send this and be proud of yourself. Upload your attempt to Instagram and hashtag Moonboard this gotta be the easiest. If you can't send it, don't worry. I encourage you to still upload your attempts so I can know which moves you have trouble with, and I can make a follow-up video to help you out. Before I wrap up the video, I just want to give a quick explanation of why I have been making a lot of board videos recently. If you have been following my channel closely, you will know that my muscle-up progression videos are a lot more popular than my climbing progression videos. It was quite puzzling because I felt the climbing progression I made was a lot more impressive than the muscle-up progression I made. After sitting down and thinking about it, I guess the main reason is the V7s I did was cool, but there's no way for most people to try it. Therefore, a number of people think it looks easy and it's a V5 in my gym. On the other hand, everyone can try out the muscle up themselves and appreciate the progression a bit more. Another reason I speculate is that there are a good amount of strong climbers who look down on gym climbing. To them, outdoor climbing is the holly and only real climbing. I will address this in another video. Okay, back to the main reason. The training boards like Moon, Kenshin, Kilter standardize climbing in a way that allows everyone to try out the same climbs, as I showed in the video. That's why I've been focusing on them recently. For some weird reason, these boards don't seem to be as widespread as I imagined they should be. So definitely let your gym know that there's a demand for it. I will also try my best to help popularize them. I will experiment with different formats for the board videos and see which ones you guys like the best. Definitely also comment below and let me know your thoughts. As always, make sure to like and subscribe. See you in the next video.